Time to welcome a guest.
Oh, who is it, Poppy?
Charles Barkley.
Oh, you don't like Charles Barkley. You don't like Charles Barkley.
Why I don't like Charles Barkley?
You tell him why you don't like Charles Barkley.
Well, I feel that he wasn't objective about the Heat last season. That's all. That's my opinion. He's your friend, so that's fine.
This is going to be fun. First time you felt famous?
First time I felt famous, I think when I went to Hawaii after my rookie year to technically get away from the world, and everybody in Hawaii knew me.
First thing about fame that you would say, maybe I don't like this so much. Anything about fame to complain about?
How many people want to borrow money all the time? I'm talking about 100 people a week, and that's not even counting my family and friends.
You sort of understand why athletes go broke after signing a $100 million contract, right? It has to be the inability to say no.
The one thing you have to learn about money, once you give somebody money, they're not going to stop. They're going to always want money.
It's impossible for you to run out of money. You can't be broke. You get paid millions of dollars by Weight Watchers.
I know you're right. I'm not going to ever run out of money because I learned the magic word. No, I don't lend money. I'm not giving you any money. It ain't my fault they foreclosing on your house. I don't have to help your badass kids go to school. I learned the magic word. No, I'm not giving you any money.
First thing you'd change about the NBA?
Oh, the first thing I would change about the NBA, I make these kids stay in college longer. They can't play. They're messing up my game, and I would love to see them stay in college longer.
First thing you would say to David Stern about the lockout?
You are the best commissioner in sports. We can't not start the season on time. I got faith in you to get it done.
First thing you'd tell Billy Hunter, would it be any different what you said to Billy Hunter than David Stern?
Well, I would tell Billy Hunter, sports are unique, Dan. Sports is the only field in the world where you probably get overpaid. We as players have always made a lot of money across the board in every sports. You just make the best deal and don't avoid strikes and lockouts at all costs.
First time a player confronted you about something you said on television?
Oh, I can't remember, Dan. I've been on television for 11 years now, but I get phone calls all the time. But you know what I tell them? When I say positive stuff, they never call me. So don't call me when I have to criticize you. Nobody ever calls you and say, hey, man, you said something really nice about me. They only call and complain. And I very seldom, it's never personal. I want these guys to do well. But my job is to talk about the game I just saw. And sometimes they have a bad game and I have to criticize them.
Who calls the most, Charles?
Who calls the most? Ron Artest has called a few times.
Second place. I think the Lakers got this category dominated. Kobe call a lot?
No, Kobe don't call a lot. Kobe only called me one time to curse me out.
Just one
Kobe's
time?
only called me one time. I got great respect for Kobe. You know what's funny? He had my number. He's only called me the one time to curse me out. He never calls to say hello.
Have you done real damage to your friendship, to your relationship with Dwyane Wade? Is there real damage done there by your criticism?
Well, Dwyane has become like the Miami group, a little whiny. You know, Dwyane's a great guy. LeBron's a great guy. They both great players. I've never criticized them as a basketball team. I did criticize them for that decision thing when they came around on stage dancing like it is time they were going to win 5 or 6 championships. And he's a little sensitive about that, but I know that I'm 100% right to criticize that stuff.
First piece of advice you'd give LeBron James right now?
Stop taking himself so seriously. He's a great, great player. He's a really good dude. I would ask him to go and talk to Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, those guys who are great like him. Every person who's a star or who's famous or rich or whatever should always go talk to an older person who's been in that situation.
Coming up in part 2 of our interview, Charles Barkley talks about fighting Shaq and Michael Jordan's mustache. Hey, why Barkley gets a part 2 in the show? I mean, I thought that we had finished with the guy. He's coming back for more punishment.